Okay, so what I forgot to tell you is that we have, so Tuesday night, we dropped our puppy off at Sam's parents' house. They so kindly agreed to watch her while we're away for the weekend. And, you know, we dropped her off and we were like, oh, you know, it's the first time without the puppy. We're a little sad, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But we were like, she'll be fine. She's around, Sam's walking back to the car. She had to make a pit stop.
I'm back! Did you tell them what I was doing?
No, I did not. I said you made a pit stop, which is true. And
I'm gonna tell you guys a rule to road tripping, okay? If you have to poop, which happens, it's a thing that happens, you have
Not to me.
It happens to her. It just happened to her, like, maybe last night. You can't even deny it. Anyway, don't stop at a gas station. You don't even really have to stop at a rest stop. You know what you have to stop at? A Hampton or Hilton Inn. You want a nice bathroom to poop in? There's always a guest bathroom on the first floor of a Hampton and a Hilton. And if you're not in a city, guess what? You can just walk in and pretend like you are just using the bathroom. If anybody asks, I would say, yeah, I have a reservation here. I'm actually staying at room 122. I just thought we had to go to the bathroom. We'd just stop in here and go. That's it. Boom. Boom. I'm gonna put my hat on too.
For
your hat.
Thank you for the PSA. Now we're gonna get back to the story. So what I was saying is that Tuesday night we dropped the puppy off at Sam's parents' house, and we were a little bit nervous about it, but not because we don't trust them. We were nervous because we've never been without her before. In her short 6 months.
She's a little baby.
So we dropped her off, and then we went home and we gladly put our phones on silent and got a really good night's sleep. And we woke up to a few, well, first we woke up to a picture of her saying like, oh, you know, Sam's mom took her on a walk and she's doing great. 2 miles down, 1 mile to go.
And I wanted to sleep in because I never do. I wake up at 5 a.m. every day with the dog, so I was thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna get to sleep in. I woke up at 6:30 to tons of missed calls from my mom after she had sent the picture that was pretty much like, we have 1 more mile to walk, and didn't pan out. When I called her, she was irate.
She wasn't irate, she was worked up, okay, but it was okay. So she said that there was a little bit of an issue. I guess a big dog had scared Gilda and she ran away. So we just threw on some clothes and drove over to the house Wednesday morning.
Little bit of an issue. Okay, Shannon is so calm, cool, and collected during this whole situation. Pretty much, the dog is lost. No one knows where she is. And if you know where my parents' house is, there is about a mile of forest in between them and their neighbor's house. So in my head, I'm like panic mode. We're never gonna find her. We get there, we start looking. My mom called the police. On top of that, my mom's like, this German Shepherd came out and I thought attacked Gilda, and then Gilda ran. My mom's all bloody. She has a cut on her lip. She's got blood all over her shirt. I'm like, oh my god, she's like, Gilda's bleeding out somewhere.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
So I'm like, Shannon is just so calm, cool, and collected, and she's like, we'll find her. Don't worry, we'll find her. I'm panic mode. I'm crying. I'm so worried about her. I'm thinking, even though it's the morning, like, we're gonna be out here all day and she's gonna be alone at night and she's scared of everything. Like, she's never gonna come out. She doesn't bark, so we're never gonna hear her. And we're pretty much driving around for hours looking for her.
We had a search party of us, Sam's parents, her mom's co-workers came that live in the area. My mom came, my sister was on her way. And some of the neighbors helped out too, and we're really thankful to everybody that helped. And so we looked around and we searched neighborhoods, we searched the woods, we went like running through creeks and stuff, which seems a bit over the top now, but at the time, you know,
it does not seem a bit over the top. Gilda is our baby. We don't have any kids right now. That is our baby. That is our little daughter. That's our little Gilda girl. And I was thinking, I'll get welled up thinking about it right now, but we were searching for her, and I'm thinking in my head, oh my God,
we're
never gonna find her. She's lost forever. And I was just telling Shannon the other day, we had a conversation about kids who are lost, and how that has to be so much worse. Like, having a kid pass away is terrible, but it has to be so much worse not knowing where they are.
So we looked and we looked.
And I get this is a dog, so this is not to the extent of losing a kid, obviously, but it still feels that way to us. We love our baby.
So we didn't know if she was hurt, and that was like the biggest urgency, is if she's hurt and she's, you know, maybe because she still had her leash and her harness on, so maybe she got tangled somewhere. We didn't know what condition she was in, so we were really searching and searching, and we, after like 3 hours...
Actually, wait, time out on that notice. There's a woman, we're going around driving and asking everybody, hey, if you find the dog, you know, contact us, or have you seen a little lab?
Our phone number's on her collar.
Yeah, our phone number's on her collar.
Just,
One lady walking goes, oh, she's got her leash. I wish she didn't have her leash on. Why the hell would you say that when we're looking for a dog? Like, there's a ravine by my parents' house that kind of dips down, and now I'm thinking in my head while we're looking for her, oh my God, she's gonna be hanging from it. We're gonna find her hanging from that ravine, and we're not gonna know how to get her out. And then then we passed another lady, and we asked her, like, you know, all these older ladies who are walking during the morning are such just assholes. And the one goes, well, even if I find her, like, what do I do? I don't know, bitch. Call us or go to the freaking police station and tell them that you found a dog. What, you wouldn't help a dog if you saw just a dog walking by itself? Makes no sense to me. You're a bad person.
So not everybody, they're not all dog people. We get it. That's fine.
But so you could just say, if I see her, I'll call you.
So we didn't count on their help, and we just kept looking, and there was a little bit of panic in the car. There was definitely some tension.
Oh, heck yes there was, because I thought I heard her back by my parents' neighbor's house, and Shannon was like, let's look across the street in this neighborhood, and because I'm irate and also I'm my father's daughter, I was not blaming Shannon, but yelling at her for pretty much being too calm. I was like, why are you calm right now? Why aren't you upset? Like, what if we never see her again? Like, what if... And Shannon's just, like, very positive and calm, cool, and collected. And she's like, we will find her. We're going to find her. And this is, like, 2 hours in, mind you. So I said, we have to, like, let's leave this... I'm, like, driving like a maniac. And I'm like, let's leave this neighborhood. She's back at the neighbor's house. I know it. I grabbed sweatpants from my dad's closet. I was like, I'm throwing his sweatpants on. I'm going down in the marsh. I'm going to go down by the water, and we're gonna find her. So we went, that's what I did, and then Shannon stayed up top, and I was down in the water, and then... And
with a little bit of help from a higher power, she appeared. She was just... I looked 1 second, she wasn't there, and then I looked again, and she was sitting on the landing with like all this brush and stuff. It was like at the top of the ravine, thank God, not at the bottom. And she was just sitting there looking at me, like, smiling, like, hey, Mom, how's it going? What? Oh, you've been looking for me? That's the craziest thing, because I've just been here this whole time. Just enjoying myself.
I've never ran faster when I was down, because, like I said, I'm, like, probably 15 feet below Shannon, like, in water, like this little creek, and Shannon's up top, on top of the little ravine, and I'm like, all right, I'm like running. I'm doing like pretty much a mud run, because now I'm running back in water to get back to where I can get back up, because I hear Shannon going, I found her, and in my head I'm like, I just want to see her, because I was so upset that I was never gonna see her again.
So after calling her name for hours and hours, she just hopped into my arms, just, hey, Mom. And she was thankfully unscathed. She was absolutely fine. Not a cut, not a bruise, not even scared. She was just like, hey, went on a little venture. I'm back now. Funny seeing you here.
Yeah, but I felt terrible for my mom. My mom felt terrible. She felt like a failure, like she was like a bad person, but that could have happened to anybody.
Yeah, we would never blame her. I mean, she felt, we were worried about her. We were worried about her safety. You know, when I saw the blood, I didn't know if it was hers or if it was Gilda's, so...
It was hers.
Yeah, it was your mom's. Yeah. So thank God she's okay.
Yeah.
And, you know, this could have happened to anybody. So no big deal. You know, as long as she's okay and the dog's okay, no problem.
And now we're on vacation.
We are.
And speaking of Hampton Inns, we stayed at the worst Hampton Inn last night that I think I've ever stayed at.
Maybe the one drawback of making your reservations on the internet is that sometimes things are not always cracked out. They're not what they're cracked out to be. Is that the...
Crack up to be?
Yeah,
Cracked
whatever.
Out, whatever. Well, if you say cracked out, this was a cracked out Hamilton.
Yeah.
Or Hampton.
Hampton.
It was a cracked out Hampton. And the dude who was at the front desk in the morning and the dude at night were just idiots. Just complete and utter.
So here's the issue, okay? So the listing says Hampton Inn Oaks or something. So you're like, oh, okay, that must be like a brand.
Hampton Inn Falls.
Hampton Inn Falls. Okay, I didn't want to call them out by name, but whatever. So you're like, okay, it must be one of the branches of the Hampton. They're all over the country, all over the world, probably. So, all right. You just trust it because you trust the name. Well, when we got there, there's a big difference between Hampton Inn and Hampton Inn Oaks or whatever it was. And it was just its own.
It was its Hampton. It was just
was it though?
Yeah, it was. But it was a Hampton that was probably about 10 billion years old.
Yeah.
And the people, there were notices everywhere that said like help at the front desk, which makes sense because they're idiots.
Yeah.
Like this morning when we were calling to get out of the hotel, and I was just calling to say, you know, we're leaving, we're checking out. The dude at the front desk never picked up the phone, and Shannon's like, well, maybe he's trying to dial out. And I was like, well, there's a bunch of different lines, so he shouldn't be trying to dial out on my line. So I'm trying to call him to check out. I said, fine, we'll go out front and we'll go to check out. I go up front. He's freaking on his phone watching sports, and I'm like, hey, I'm checking out of this room. Okay. And I was like, hey, we had an issue yesterday. I just want to make sure I don't get charged twice. Yeah, you won't. Dude, so, you need to give me a little bit more than that because you are an idiot. And I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it.